All right, let's talk about learning crypto. It's a wild world out there, isn't it? Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and find the smartest way to really get it. Let's dive in. So, have you ever felt like this? You're trying to learn and it's just a total flood. You're bouncing between YouTube tutorials, a million different opinions on social media, endless articles. If you're feeling a little lost in all that, trust me, you are not alone. It's a super common frustration. And that really brings us to these two different paths, right? On the one hand, you have that online chaos, conflicting advice, little bits and pieces of information, and just constant distractions. But on the other, you have the focused, deep learning you get from a good book. It's a coherent story from a single viewpoint. It's not just about random facts, it's about building a real foundation. And science actually shows that reading text helps you think more critically and remember things way better in the long run. And this quote from Ledger just nails it, doesn't it? For that deep, foundational knowledge, the kind that actually sticks, books are still the most powerful tool we've got, period. Okay, so here's our game plan for this journey. First up, we're going to build your foundation with some absolutely essential reads. Then, we'll look at the big, visionary ideas that are shaping the future. After that, we'll dive into the human stories, the triumphs and the failures. And finally, I'll share a super simple way to make all this new knowledge actually stick. First up, your foundational list. You wouldn't build a house without a solid foundation, would you? Well, your crypto knowledge is exactly the same. These books are the essential building blocks. Here is a quick look at our foundational 5. We're going to zoom in on a couple of these, but whether you're short on time, love the history behind the drama, or want a deeper dive into crypto as an asset class, there's a perfect starting point here for you. First up, for those of you who want to get straight to the point, Inventing Bitcoin. This book is a gem because it's incredibly concise and it totally respects your time. In under 100 pages, you'll finally grasp the fundamental why behind Bitcoin. It masterfully explains how Bitcoin solves the double spend problem, making sure you can't spend the same digital dollar twice, without needing a bank or any central authority. It's the core concept, explained beautifully. Next, if you've ever been intimidated by all the crypto jargon, Blockchain Basics is your answer. It's specifically designed to make this technology accessible to everyone, no matter what your technical background is. This book is so effective because it breaks down how blockchains work step by step, using simple analogies instead of complicated code. You'll finally understand what a hash or a block is, and you'll come away realizing the big picture, that this technology has huge implications for everything from voting systems to supply chain management. So once you understand how the technology works, the next logical question is, so what? Why does it matter? This next section moves beyond the how and explores the what if, the potential future this technology could unlock. If you're interested in truly big, world-changing ideas, The Network State is an absolute must-read. It's a visionary and, yes, sometimes controversial look at how technology could fundamentally reshape how we organize our societies. The book's core thesis is just mind-bending. It's this idea that online communities, built on shared values rather than geographic borders, could actually evolve into their own sovereign states. It's a radical concept that honestly feels like it's straight out of science fiction. So what exactly is a network state? Well, imagine a nation that starts online first. It builds a community, a culture, and an economy in the digital world before it ever even has physical land. A key idea here is that these states could offer services, like insurance or maybe even a universal basic income, all digitally, competing with traditional governments for citizens. It forces you to question the very definition of a country. Technology and big ideas are one thing, but crypto is ultimately driven by people. So this section is all about the human stories, the incredible ambition, the shocking betrayals, and the fortunes won and lost. And these two books really show you the two sides of that same coin. On one side, Bitcoin Billionaires tells this amazing story of redemption and vindication, and on the other, Going Infinite serves as a stark, powerful cautionary tale about what happens when you fly way too close to the sun. The story of the Winklevoss twins is like something out of a Hollywood movie. After the famous Facebook settlement, they were seen as outsiders in Silicon Valley. But they saw the potential in Bitcoin so early, invested big, and it became their ultimate redemption arc. And then there's Sam Bankman-Fried. Michael Lewis's book is a psychological deep dive into the man who built this massive empire, only to watch it collapse in the most spectacular way. It's a powerful look at the immense pressure and the ethical choices people face at the highest levels of crypto. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. But the most important part of learning isn't just reading, it's actually retaining what you read. So let's look at a simple, powerful technique to help you do just that. The goal here is to shift from just passively consuming information to actively engaging with it. That right there is the difference between simply knowing a bunch of facts and truly understanding the concepts. This is the learning log, and it's super simple. After you read, just take 2 minutes. First, start a log in a notebook or even a notes app on your phone. Second, capture one key concept that stood out to you. Third, write down one question you still have. And finally, try to connect what you just read to something in the real world. This simple habit transforms reading from a passive activity into an active one, and it will drastically improve what you remember. And that brings us to the end. The history of this technology is literally unfolding in real time, and it's being captured in the pages of books like these. The only question left is, how will you choose to engage with that story? Thanks for joining me.